Results.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Yes, sir.
Yes, have some.
There it is. It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9 AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com, streaming live on both Facebook and YouTube on this Thursday, June 6th, year of our Lord 2019, 71 degrees, and here's the rain. Everybody's been talking about, they've been predicting it all week long, and it looks like it's going to stick around all weekend. So it's going to be a wet one. All you got is clouds with thunderbolts in that 5-day forecast. The Nation of Jake just got to YouTube. As I said, just go find Nation of Jake on YouTube. And a day later, YouTube cracks down on hate. I didn't think the show was that hateful. This show is not. I talk about a lot of the stuff that I don't like. I complain a lot, sure, about stuff that bothers me. But I've never thought my show was that hateful, guys. We'll get into the YouTube hate crackdown in just a few minutes. It looks like Memphis River Parks Partnership has been listening to this program. I don't know if they're listening here on The Voice at FM 107.9 AM 990 or on Facebook or YouTube or the website or the podcast. I'm not sure, but somebody has been listening because they are responding to the concerns about Mud Island. Now, I said weeks ago on this program, amid this Tom Lee Park redesign and the disagreement they have with Memphis in May and a lot of the uproar, I think I was the first to say, hey, what about Mud Island? Don't quote me on that. I may have not have been the first. I may have been the third. But I said early on, I was like, instead of fixing Tom Lee Park, which is not broken, why not turn your attention to Mud Island, which is dilapidated? Well, the word's out now. Some photos on Facebook by a nice young lady named Courtney, who seems to care very much about Mud Island, has gotten the attention of Memphis River Parks Partnership. So I will let you know what they have been saying about Mud Island in this whole debate over the riverfront downtown. Looks like the FBI has released its Bigfoot files. Did you know that there were FBI Bigfoot files? I did not know that until they were released. A 22-page report on the FBI's analysis of the existence of the elusive Sasquatch in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I launched my own hunt for Bigfoot when I was in Seattle back in March. It turned up empty. Maybe there's something to it in the old report that we have. We'll talk about that. Nationally syndicated columnist Ron Hart will be along joining the program in just a little bit. And we've also got the news cruise and any headlines that come up from 1 till 3 on the Nation of Jake. Today is the 75th anniversary of D-Day, when they stormed the beach at Normandy. Now, I'm going to tell you this. When I was a kid, I had no idea what that meant. When I was 8 years old, I didn't know about Normandy Beach, Utah Beach. I didn't know about D-Day. What little I did know were from the old John Wayne movies and whatnot. But the first time I ever heard the phrase, storm the beach at Normandy, was in the movie Stand By Me. Remember that film? River Phoenix and Will Wheaton, Jerry O'Connell, and Corey Feldman. He played Teddy Duchamp. And his character was a troubled kid who was abused by his dad. And when somebody said something about his dad, something bad about his dad, he countered with, my dad stormed the beach at Normandy. He says it like 3 or 4 times in the film. So I didn't know what it meant when I was 8. Fast forward a few years, you start learning about World War II. And even then, even reading about it in books, you didn't really grasp what it meant and how big a deal it was. And honestly, another film kind of summed it up for me and for a lot of people. I mentioned it to Earl Farrell yesterday during the first segment of his show. We were talking about D-Day. Saving Private Ryan. The opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, that was powerful. So much so that there were a lot of guys who were there that day, June 6, 1944, who didn't want to watch it, or they had a reaction to it. It was intense. And a lot of guys who were there will tell you that, yes, that captures the intensity that they faced that day on the beach. And I'm thankful for those guys for being there and taking Omaha Beach. And what can you say? What can you say other than thank you? You know, you read about those days. You know, the personal connection I have to World War II is my grandfather. I talked about him on Memorial Day, or that Memorial Day weekend. He was in World War II. He was a prisoner of war. He did not storm the beach at Normandy. And this day commemorates that. That said, I mean, what else can you say other than thank you? Well, Donald Trump was in Normandy, France today, as he spent a few days in the UK for the D-Day ceremonies there, and now he is in France. He made a speech there. He spoke, and he's getting reviews from some unlikely, unlikely praise. You don't see a guy like Jim Acosta from CNN praising President Donald Trump often. You don't see Joe Scarborough from MSNBC heaping praise on Donald Trump. But today is different. They said that this speech by Donald Trump in Normandy today, it struck the right tone. It was perfect for the moment. We'll take a little bit of a listen here and see what Scarborough and Acosta are raving about.
The exceptional might came from a truly exceptional spirit. The abundance of courage came from an abundance of faith. The great deeds of an army came from the great depths of their love. As they confronted their fate, the Americans and the Allies placed themselves into the palm of God's hand. The men behind me will tell you that they are just the lucky ones. As one of them recently put it, all the heroes are buried here.
So you have Donald Trump, that very somber tone, as is appropriate when giving that speech. He paid a stirring homage Thursday to the brave Allied fighters who stood in the fires of hell to help turn the tide of World War II, speaking at the edge of Omaha Beach in Normandy, France, where thousands of men stormed the shore 75 years ago in a relentless onslaught that was both a suicide mission and a historic triumph of good over evil. I don't think that is overstated at all. I mean, when you really see what the stakes were, you go back and you read about what was going on at the time. The speech in which Trump and the First Lady joined leaders from Britain, Canada, France, and Germany to pay homage to the troops who turned the tide of the war capped a somber day and a string of events commemorating the legendary battle in which Allied soldiers and sailors overcame impossible odds and made unimaginable sacrifices. Trump was joined by French President Emmanuel Macron, lauded the courage of Allied soldiers, and recounted stories of heroism from the epic battle in which 4,414 Allied troops, including 2,501 Americans, were killed. One of the U.S. veterans who attended the ceremony, Ray Lambert, was a 23-year-old medic at the time and would go on to win 3 Purple Hearts and write a book, Every Man a Hero, about his role in the event. Here's more from President Trump there at Normandy.
170 veterans of the Second World War who join us today. You are among the very greatest Americans who will ever live. You are the pride of our nation. You are the glory of our republic, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Striking the right tone, I believe Donald Trump is here, and I also think it's right for guys like Joe Scarborough and Jim Acosta from CNN to maybe refrain from any criticism on a day like today. Same as Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. Yesterday, she was calling for Donald Trump to go to prison. Today, she is refraining from any kind of criticism of the president while he's representing the USA for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. We've got more from Donald Trump, that U.S. veteran, Ray Lambert, his story, the 23-year-old medic at the time with 3 Purple Hearts. Donald Trump shared his story as well.
Men in Taylor's 16th Regiment was Army medic Ray Lambert. Ray was only 23, but he had already earned 3 Purple Hearts and 2 Silver Stars fighting in North Africa and Sicily, where he and his brother Bill, no longer with us, served side by side. In the early morning hours, the 2 brothers stood together on the deck of the USS Enrico before boarding 2 separate Higgins landing craft. "If I don't make it," Bill said, please take care of my family." Ray asked his brother to do the same. Of the 31 men on Ray's landing craft, only Ray and 6 others made it to the beach.
That's unbelievable. And the story goes on, and there are many stories like it. One thing I think is really cool is when Donald Trump is speaking here in Normandy, behind him are veterans, guys who were there. And some of those guys got there because a Collierville nonprofit called Forever Young Senior Veterans took them there. Diane Height, she says that the veterans on the trip range from age 93 to 102. They include 3 veterans from the Mid-South and 7 who have not been back to Normandy since World War II ended. She said thousands of people in Normandy for the anniversary this week have been following the veterans around and asking for autographs and pictures. Forever Young Seniors is posting photos and stories of the trip on their Facebook page. So go check out Forever Young Senior Veterans there on Facebook to check out their trip. Those folks in Collierville doing some great work. They says that their mission is to end the silent suffering of military veterans 65 years and older by granting their unfulfilled dreams, returning them to places where they fought, and giving them the honor, healing, and hope they need and deserve. So good on you, Diane Height and Forever Young Senior Veterans. So I thought that was a cool kind of local element to the ongoings over today in Normandy, France. All right, so that's top of mind today. There's going to be a lot of coverage. You're going to see a lot of the reaction. And so far, I mean, Donald Trump on this trip over to the UK and now to France, he's conducted himself in a very presidential manner. That's always the subject of conversation when Donald Trump goes and represents this country. So, honestly, other than, a little bit of coverage of the baby balloon over there in Great Britain, today it's about the veterans. It's about the guys who were there, because that was a harrowing experience for anybody on that beach that day. And man, they were made of something different back then, weren't they? Greatest generation, they call them that for a reason. Coming up in a little bit, we've got some Bigfoot files. Just to shift gears, the FBI has released all the Bigfoot files. I didn't know those existed until last night. I'm very excited to crack open the Bigfoot files. Coming up, YouTube is cracking down on hate, changing their policies. We'll take a look at what it means for us. Coming up next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.CryLike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.CryLike.com.
Appella is a nonprofit organization that is committed to the promotion of independence among their clients. Many seniors are not ready or do not need to move to an assisted living facility, but they need some help to continue living in their own homes. Appella's team of care specialists provide assistance with daily tasks that become difficult as our bodies age. Appella is locally operated and serves the North Mississippi area. Call them today at 662-429-3652 or visit appella.org.
KWAM, The Voice, salutes our seniors all month long. Baby boomers are hitting retirement with vitality and vigor that's redefining how senior communities are designed and health care is administered. Estimates show that by 2050, there'll be 83.7 million people 65 and older. On average, seniors are the most affluent demographic in America, with seniors having 5 times the net worth of the average American. Today's seniors are redefining aging. They'll play games remotely with their grandkids or read the news on their iPads. In America, seniors use more internet than any other age group. KWAM salutes our seniors. Brought to you by
Memphis Jewish Home and Rehab, near Forest Hill Irene and Walnut Grove in Cordova. 901-758-0036. Providence Assisted Living in Senatobia. Quality senior living in a caring environment. Call 662-562-9229. When you're planning an event and need on-time delivery, call Odell Sanders. Sanders Catering has been in business for 31 years, specializing in breakfast, lunch, dinners, corporate, and social events. When you need a caterer to work with your budget, call Odell Sanders at 901-372-2631 or visit them online at sanderscatering.com and take a look at their menu. Sanders Catering, a leader in catering services. Call today at 901-372-2631.
Live your later years like you're on a fabulous vacation at the Robinwood Retirement Community Bartlett. If you are over 55, come and find out about an all-inclusive resort-style living. Month-to-month rent, meals, paid utilities, free cable, phone, and internet are included. Freedom dining, weekly housekeeping, and fitness center are just a few of the amenities offered. Elegant floor plans include full kitchens. Robinwood is the perfect choice for your luxury retirement living. Call 901-381-8949 to find the perfect place for you.
For baby boomers, here's something to think about. Will you have enough income during your retirement? Are you absolutely sure? Do you understand the difference between growth and income? How about bonds and bond funds? Are you 100% ready for RMDs? Do you have an estate plan? If you've said no to any of these, we can help. Right now, log on to theretirementincomeDoctor.com and tune in our brand new radio show right here, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m.
Meriton provides services for seniors focused on making them feel independent and improving their quality of life, whether that's through work opportunities or being able to age in their own home. Meriton offers programs such as in-home care, including meal prep, household chores, home health with skilled nursing and therapy services, and employment for low-income seniors through job training and a paid part-time placement program. Call them today at 901-766-0600. Meriton, well-being, independence, quality, and compassion.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9 AM 990, online at KWAMTheVoice.com, streaming live on both YouTube and Facebook. Just find Nation of Jake really wherever you go on the internet. I'm on Twitter as well, at Nation of Jake. All right, new to YouTube is the program. Still getting used to it a little bit. Had some audio problems yesterday. Those are all worked out. If you want to check out the YouTube channel, you can do that, Nation of Jake on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel. Look, you're not going to get conspiracy theories or really trutherism here. You'll get the truth. Sure, all these talk radio hosts always love to say, I'm a truth sayer. Yeah, listen, I tell you my opinion on stuff. I just give it to you straight. I'll tell you when I don't know something. I do not act like I know everything. I'll try to get to the answer if there's something that we don't know. All right, but YouTube, they've got some rules and regulations for what you can do. Now, there's a lot of controversy over what those rules and regulations should be, because what is YouTube? It's YouTube, user-generated content. I remember in 2005, 2006, when YouTube became a thing, I believe the first YouTube video in existence ever was one of those Lonely Island videos. Andy Samberg, Chris Parnell, the SNL guys doing the Chronicles of Narnia rap. That's the first time I saw YouTube. I was like, well, what is this? What is this website, YouTube? And my buddy Chris, who showed me the video, was like, I don't know. But these videos, they load real fast. And that was really the hook. The technology was that you could watch these videos, great quality, and they didn't take forever to load up. Because before YouTube, or in the earlier days of the internet, if there was a viral video out there, there weren't many. And if you wanted to watch it, you had to queue it up and wait 3 days for it to load. And it might not even load. And when you did watch it, the quality was horrible. It was more like watching a flip book. And then YouTube comes along, I guess, with the encoding. I guess the files were like FLV files, some sort of flash-based video. The compression, very high, very easy to upload. I mean, they upload real quick. I mean, it's gotten so good that right now, right here in this studio, I've got a phone that is streaming this program live onto YouTube. That's how powerful of a tool it's become. But aside of the very few original programs that YouTube produces and pays for, you don't watch YouTube because it's YouTube. You watch YouTube for the individual user's content. YouTube. That's why it's called that, right? So YouTube has had to respond to a lot of complaints about videos that have been uploaded to their service. YouTube announced Wednesday, just 48 hours after the Nation of Jake launches his channel on YouTube. They said they would ban videos promoting or glorifying racism and discrimination, as well as those denying well-documented violent events like the Holocaust or the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. The announcement was the latest of a series of tech industry moves to filter out hateful and violent content, which have spurred calls for tougher regulation. YouTube has always had rules of the road, including a long-standing policy against hate speech, a company statement said. Today, we're taking another step in our hate speech policy by specifically prohibiting videos alleging that a group is superior in order to justify discrimination, segregation, or exclusion based on qualities like age, gender, race, caste, religion, sexual orientation, or veteran status. So, I'm not even sure really what that means. Hateful videos, sure, maybe videos that incite violence. I can get on board with making sure those things are banned from YouTube. Certainly, videos that incite violence, encourage people to hurt other people, videos that are of violent events themselves. I do not think YouTube should be a place where you watch snuff films. I don't think that you should have videos of people being stabbed and murdered. Maybe those should be taken down, sure. But as far as, people's opinions, it's called YouTube. It's going to reflect the people who are using it, aren't they? And I'm not on board with any racism or any homophobia. And this is not what I do on my program here on the old YouTube. YouTube and other platforms have been seen as havens for conspiracy theorists denying the Holocaust or September 11th attacks, and for Nazi and white supremacist groups. A haven. They're just putting it up there. They're not the ones they're not watching their own videos, are they? The Southern Poverty Law Center, which is a money-making fraud, by the way, they track white supremacists and other extremist groups and said the ban will be positive only if YouTube enforces it. Well, of course, what good is any rule unless it's enforced? Now, YouTube has taken steps to throttle a lot of these videos so far. Flat Earth videos, any kind of conspiracy stuff, they've throttled those. They just won't feature them. They'll still be there because there's a fine line they've got to walk. Does YouTube here? And I'm not calling them the victims here. They're not the good guys. They're not the bad guys. They are the owners, and they have to field all these complaints. Think about this, man. They want to ban videos alleging that a group is superior in order to justify discrimination, segregation, so on and so on. Now, they would have to review 500 new hours of video content that appear on YouTube every single minute. Every single minute. YouTube is so big that every 60 seconds, 500 new hours of video are uploaded. That means they're only going to be able to review the videos that are flagged, that people complain about. Well, what are the ones that people complain about? Those are the most popular videos. Those are the ones people complain about. If you're like me, I got a handful of subscribers I just started. I could likely say anything I wanted. And then, unless somebody complained, it would stay up until it got flagged and then reviewed. How are they going to review that much video? 500 hours every minute is uploaded to YouTube. It's gotten really big and really hard to manage. Well, there was one situation where there's a YouTube comedian, an online guy. He's with the Blaze TV. His name's Crowder. Steve Crowder. Steven? Yeah, Steven Crowder is his name. I met him at CPAC back in 2012 when he was just getting going. This guy's made a living off of YouTube videos. And he also sells shirts, and he has speaking gigs. He's got a website, and he's got a podcast. So he's been putting up these YouTube videos, and in it, he's kind of taken on other activists and people who are on the left. Steven Crowder is a conservative comedian. I don't think he's that funny, but what he does qualifies as comedy. He's trying to be funny. He's making jokes. Well, there was a journalist, and I use that term in quotes because he's really an activist, named Carlos Maza. And Carlos Maza is homosexual, and he's a far leftist. And he and Steven Crowder, they go back and forth. Carlos Maza will encourage people to throw milkshakes at conservatives. And then Steven Crowder will get on YouTube and make fun of Carlos Maza. So these guys, this righty and this lefty, who have been going at it and going back and forth, it's all come to a head, and this Carlos guy with Vox Media pretty much flagged Steven Crowder's videos, complained to YouTube and said, hey, he's making fun of me. He's making fun of me, and because I'm gay and he's making fun of me, it's homophobic. And he's discriminating against me because I'm gay. I was like, well, no, he's going after you because you're an individual who goes after him and you guys fight. You guys just quarrel. And so now YouTube is taking away the ability for Crowder to monetize his videos, and it's all under this new rule, these new rules, these new regulations by YouTube. And I'm not sure that YouTube should get into the middle of this skirmish between this righty and this lefty who are telling on each other. That's it. Like, because Carlos is going, Steven's being mean to me. It's like, well, you're a public figure. You produce your own videos. You're telling on him. You're telling on him because he's saying mean words about you on his YouTube channel. And now YouTube they're taking away the guys, and by the way, Crowder, and I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, I don't watch his videos. I've got nothing against the guy. That said, he's got 4 million followers on YouTube. 4 million. 4 million subscribers. Think about how insane that is. 4 million people subscribe to his channel. That means 4 million people are actively looking for these videos and waiting for them and want to be notified when they come out. If you just do the math, Game of Thrones was on for 10 years on HBO. 19 million people watched the finale. It's a lot more than 4 million. But this guy's got 4 million subscribers. That's nuts. That adds up to real money when you're monetizing videos on YouTube. The old ads on YouTube. That's probably a nice chunk of change that he's going to miss out on until he takes down the videos that this Carlos fella cried about. Which, again, I'm not taking sides on the who's right, who's wrong. Some of the stuff Crowder says probably crosses a line and would bother me, but it doesn't violate any libel or slander kind of laws. You're a public figure. You can get made fun of on the internet. Now, here's the things you shouldn't be able to do on YouTube. You shouldn't be able to go and attack private citizens who aren't bothering anybody and releasing their personal information. You shouldn't be able to incite violence against these people. You shouldn't be able to show anything that's harmful to children. You shouldn't be able to show snuff films or pornography on YouTube. I don't think you should be able to target children with, inappropriate videos. Like you see Spider-Man and Elsa from Frozen. They're in a video. It's people doing some sort of cosplay, and then all of a sudden they're doing things that the kids should not see them do. You've seen those before. So yes, it should be some rules of the road, as YouTube says, but this is just getting to the point where they are getting into the middle of a dispute between a conservative hack and a liberal hack, and they're going to come up with a solution that nobody likes. Because the conservatives, they'll say, we're being targeted if you demonetize our videos. And the liberal guy will say, well, you're not doing enough. There's no place for this kind of racist or homophobic video. And so unless you just ban him from YouTube, they want a full-on ban of this guy. And this guy just wants to make videos and make money and be left alone. We'll see how it all works out. That would be, for a guy like me right now, just started up on YouTube with maybe 2, maybe 3 subscribers. I don't know right now. I'll have to check. It would be great to get caught up in a scandal like that. Because this guy, this Crowder fella, with 4 million subscribers, he's getting all kinds of ink. People are hearing about him who weren't looking for him, never heard of him before. Well, they know who he is now. And he's going to get it worked out, and this is going to be better for him. And that's what this Carlos fella has not figured out, is that if somebody's saying mean things, saying mean words and hurting your feelings, you ignore them, and maybe they'll go away. Maybe not call for them to have milkshakes thrown on them. Maybe not stoke the fire there. So we'll see what happens with YouTube. Look, I'm not one of these guys who wants government to come in and regulate the YouTube, but I think that there are some pretty common sense rules that they can put in place. But I don't think anything this one guy did rises to the occasion of being kicked off the old YouTube. All right, coming up, the FBI has released the Bigfoot files. Now, I didn't know they existed, but I'm a big fan of Sasquatch, and I like to find out what's in these files. We'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News update. A West Point cadet was killed and more than 20 others injured in an early morning training accident. West Point Superintendent Lieutenant General Darrell Williams.
Troop vehicle carrying 20 cadets, operated by 2 soldiers, was traveling to a land navigation training site when it was involved in a rollover accident.
The name of the cadet who died is being withheld pending next of kin notification. Officials say the injuries are non-life-threatening and an investigation is underway. CBS News military consultant Mike Lyons.
The training they do is realistic, and part of that means that it's dangerous, and accidents can happen in these places. In most cases, it's more rare because of the level of safety that's involved. But because of the realistic nature of the training, unfortunately, there sometimes are accidents.
In Ireland, President Trump tweeted, "We mourn the loss of life and pray for the injured." CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
Seniors of today are living much longer than they have in the past. They want to live active, purposeful lives. Providence Assisted Living is a place where seniors are able to downsize and simplify, but not disengage. There's always something fun going on at Providence Assisted Living. Activities such as bingo, trivia, art class, musical performances, and more. Our residents aren't patients, they're our family. With locations in Senatobia, Batesville, Grenada, and Cleveland, Mississippi, find out more on Facebook or stop by the Providence location nearest you.
ATC Fitness would like to announce their new partnership with Silver Sneakers. That's right, ATC Fitness now accepts Silver Sneakers members. ATC Fitness is your local, family-owned 24-hour gym. Get started on the right track with their easy-to-follow instructions and demonstrations. Remember, if you are a Silver Sneakers member, come to any ATC Fitness throughout the Mid-South. Check them out online at atcfitness.com to find the nearest location to you.
This is Clark Howard. If you use the Amazon Echo speaker system in your home, you need to know there are multiple reports that Amazon is spying on your private conversations in your home. If you get the Amazon Kids device, the Echo Dot Kids, Amazon is spying and building a dossier essentially on your kids, their likes, what they watch, and all the rest. Amazon has been silent about this so far, but I want you to know that one particular place you should never have an Amazon speaker in your home is in your bedroom. For obvious reasons, there's a lot of privacy that you want in your bedroom, and Amazon, at least to this point, is not respecting your privacy. I've even got a way at Clark.com that you can go to Amazon and see what private conversations they've actually recorded.
Chuck Woolery here for Blue Emu. How many pain relief ads do you hear daily? 5, 10, 15? And of course, all of them claim their new ingredient or their new formula will help. Blue Emu has maintained the same quality year after year and continues to be the #1 branded emu oil product. So don't trust hype. Trust Blue Emu to support healthy muscles and joints. Choose Blue Emu pain relief products. They work fast and you won't stink.
Available at retailers nationwide.
Guess what? Right now is the perfect time to tackle those home projects you've been putting off. So come summertime, you can just sit back and relax. Home Advisor can help get you started. Home Advisor matches you to the right pro for the job in seconds. You can read reviews and even book appointments online. Home Advisor can help with any home project, big or small, painting, plumbing, even remodeling. Find a great pro now before the busy season hits. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9.
Yes, have some.
AM 990 online, KWAMthevoice.com. Also streaming live on both Facebook and the YouTube. Check out Nation of Jake on either or both platforms, and you will see the live stream there. You can drop a comment. There's a live chat on both YouTube and the Facebook. So if you want to join in the program, anything that you would like to add, you can do that right here in the Nation of Jake. I got a notification. That's right. This was notification worthy on my phone. Have you signed up for too many notifications, by the way? I got a phone and I get notifications all the time. Sometimes it's breaking news. Other times it's something like, hey, the FBI's Bigfoot files are out. I'm like, hell yeah. Don't mind if I do. I'll stop what I'm doing, figure out what's the deal with Bigfoot. I love Bigfoot. I love the Sasquatch. When I was in the Pacific Northwest back in March, I went to both Seattle, Washington, and I drove down to Portland. It's everywhere. All the gift shops, you go in, every place has a Sasquatch sticker. All right, that's where Bigfoot hails from, is the Pacific Northwest. Places like Aberdeen, maybe he's cruising down in Aberdeen, maybe rural Oregon, somewhere. Well, there are a lot of files that the FBI has. I'm certain of it. I'm certain there's no shortage of boxes of manila envelopes, maybe those green envelopes, file cabinets, microfiche, all kinds of files. Well, at least one of those files is on Bigfoot, and they've decided to release it. Unseal the Bigfoot file. And I cannot believe what I found out. The FBI released 22 pages of archival documents detailing its investigation of the mythical creature, the Sasquatch. What those pages reveal, amazingly enough, is that the FBI took the hunt for Bigfoot seriously enough to test hair samples provided by an Oregon-based Sasquatch enthusiast. The FBI's brief investigation into the fictitious reclusive man-beast began in August 1976, when it received a letter from an Irish-born cryptozoologist, Peter Byrne, the head of Oregon's Bigfoot Information Center and Exhibition. That's right. Peter Byrne sent a very serious letter to the FBI, and they responded. Imagine how excited he was when he got a response from the FBI. Peter Byrne writes, "From time to time, we have been informed that hair, supposedly of a Bigfoot, has been sent for examination to the FBI with the conclusion that it was not possible to compare the hair with that of any known creature on this continent. Will you kindly, to set the record straight once and for all, inform us if the FBI has examined hair which might be of a Bigfoot, and if it did, what results do you have from the analysis? So the FBI, because they didn't want this guy to think that, they thought he was a joke, he concluded his letter by saying, please understand that our research here is serious, and this is a serious question that needs to be answered. According to the FBI's response, the publication of the Washington Environmental Atlas kicked off a flurry of inquiries to the FBI about its Bigfoot hair testing practices. That's right. How would you like to be the guy at the FBI? Peter Byrne writes you a letter, and you are the assistant FBI director, and you get this letter, and you're talking to your boss going, hey, this guy from Oregon is asking me about Bigfoot. Can I please have this case? Can I please respond to him? Well, he did. Jay Cochran Jr., assistant director of the FBI's laboratory division, sent him a letter back that says, we've been unable to locate any reference to the hair examination in our files. Now, if you're Peter Byrne, a Bigfoot enthusiast, you're probably like, holy crap, this guy actually emailed me back. So they said, no, we don't have the hair. We did not investigate this matter. So Peter Byrne decided to send him some hair they thought was a Bigfoot, and then they did the analysis. They said they've got hair with some skin attached. Now, he does not go into how that skin with hair attached was procured from the giant man ape known as Bigfoot Sasquatch. But they sent it in. They found out it was deer hair. That's right. There is no Bigfoot revealed in the Bigfoot files with the FBI. I just think it would be cool to have that story, Peter Byrne sending a letter to James Cochran. Some really phallic names going on, Peter Byrne and James Cochran, right? These guys, they get together, and that's like the springboard for an actual FBI investigation. Young, hungry FBI lab assistant. There all the other FBI guys are like, he wants to chase Bigfoot. And then there's something there. They analyze the hair, and maybe it uncovers some other conspiracy. Yeah, videos about which will be pulled off of YouTube some decades from now. Yeah, I love the Bigfoot stuff. You ever see the Bigfoot video of the East Coast Bigfoot? Yeah, this guy in North Carolina, Tim Peelers. Yeah, he found a Bigfoot.
When self-described mountain man Tim Peeler dialed 911, he didn't report a mugger or a burglar.
I don't know what it was. He's walking upright like a man.
In his backyard, messing with his dogs.
Okay, what did it look like?
It looked like a giant ape with a man's face.
Now, we've heard a lot of weird 911 calls from complaints about fast food.
I asked her 4 different times to make me a Western barbecue burger. Ma'am, we're not going to go down there and enforce your Western bacon cheeseburger.
To a lady looking for a husband.
You get a husband. You need to get a husband.
Come on, get back to Bigfoot.
Yeah, you're calling 911 to get a husband.
Yeah, well, maybe Tim Peeler's got someone for her. Someone tall, dark, and awesome.
This thing was 10 foot tall. He had beautiful hair.
This being rural North Carolina, Mr. Peeler had a gun, but PETA would be proud.
I did not shoot.
Okay.
The thing.
Tim Peeler called 911.
He called 911 because he saw Bigfoot. He didn't shoot it. He got a big stick and he said, "Get." That's how he did it.
He had beautiful hair.
That's one of the best of all times. So I'm sorry to tell you, the FBI has no knowledge of Bigfoot. And the Bigfoot files, 22 pages, just a bunch of letters with the conclusion that the skin and hair found by the Bigfoot organization out in Oregon was just a deer. It was just deer hair. That's all. It's Occam's razor. Usually the most simple explanation is the correct one. All right, coming up, there was, I think, an unlikely performer of the national anthem in the NBA Finals Game 3 last night. And boy, these guys looking old. We'll talk about it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
KWAM, The Voice salutes our seniors all month long. Baby boomers are hitting retirement with vitality and vigor that's redefining how senior communities are designed and health care is administered. Estimates show that by 2050, there'll be 83.7 million people 65 and older. On average, seniors are the most affluent demographic in America, with seniors having 5 times the net worth of the average American. Today's seniors are redefining aging. They'll play games remotely with their grandkids or read the news on their iPads. In America, seniors use more internet than any other age group. KWAM salutes our seniors. Brought to you by
Meriton. They're improving well-being and promote independence throughout life stages. Call them today at 901-766-0600. ATC Fitness, with locations all over the Mid-South. Find the one nearest you at atcfitness.com.
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildups, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs. There's little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
When you're planning an event and need on-time delivery, call Odell Sanders. Sanders Catering has been in business for 31 years, specializing in breakfast, lunch, dinners, corporate, and social events. When you need a caterer to work with your budget, call Odell Sanders at 901-372-2631 or visit them online at sanderscatering.com and take a look at their menu. Sanders Catering, a leader in catering services. Call today at 901-372-2631.
Triumph Bank strives to make banking easy for our customers. You have a lot of choices when it comes to banks, so we invite you to visit one of our local offices in Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, and Arlington to see for yourself how our team, backed by our state-of-the-art online and mobile services, can simplify banking for you and your business. Triumph Bank, invested in our communities and making banking easy for you. Triumph is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender. TriumphBank.com. Let's talk growth.
Live your later years like you're on a fabulous vacation at the Robinwood Retirement Community Bartlett. If you are over 55, come and find out about an all-inclusive resort-style living. Month-to-month rent, meals, paid utilities, free cable, phone, and internet are included. Freedom dining, weekly housekeeping, and fitness center are just a few of the amenities offered. Elegant floor plans include full kitchens. Robinwood is the perfect choice for your luxury retirement living. Call 901-381-8949 to find the perfect place for you.
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9 AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. We're streaming live on both Facebook and YouTube. We're everywhere and growing like a disease, a fungus among us. All right, so last night I caught up with a little bit of basketball. Look, around the NBA Finals, I'll start paying attention to the NBA. All right, you've got the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors. Game 3, I believe this is in Oakland. The Oracle in the arena. Is that where they play out there? Golden State. All right, so I don't know who to root for here. I guess it'd be easy to go with Toronto. Marc Gasol plays for Toronto, former Grizzly Marc Gasol. Also, Kyle Lowry played for the Grizzlies for a while. I could get behind Toronto, but for the fact that they're from Canada, you can't root against the US of A, can you? But then again, it's the Golden State Warriors. So, look, I don't like the Warriors at all. They've become this modern-day Yankees, Cowboys favorite, perpetual, perennial favorites to win it all. I would like to see the Dogs do it from the Eastern Conference, the Toronto Raptors. That said, last night at the Oracle Arena, I hope that's what it's called, out there in Sacramento. That's where the Kings play. They're in Oakland, kinda. They're called the Golden State. Northern California is where they are. Just put it that way. They had an unlikely performer of the national anthem. Not because nobody knows who they are or that they don't have ties to the area. They do, from Northern California. Metallica. It's just like, I thought the NBA was always trying to get with the younger kids. It's gone younger. It's very hip hop. And then when you bring in Metallica to play the national anthem, I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of players are like, who are these old guys? Because at this point, they're old guys. It didn't sound that bad. It's always hard to do the whole rock and roll national anthem, especially since Jimi Hendrix did it. I mean, he did it so well, and it was so iconic that any other performance seems to fall short. Let's take a listen to what Kirk and James from Metallica did last night in Game 3 of the NBA Finals.
Here to perform the Star Spangled Banner. From day one, this band has called the Golden State its home. Please welcome James Hetfield and Kirk Hammett of Metallica.
There you have it, Metallica with the Star Spangled Banner. Not bad, but a lot of the players, they all just look bored. Like, who are these old guys? All right, coming up, what will become of Mud Island? They're starting to pay attention, you guys.
CBS News at the top of every hour. Serving Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas. The latest news stories are here. This is KWAM Memphis.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Pam Coulter. A military vehicle carrying 24 cadets and soldiers flipped over during a training exercise at West Point this morning. West Point Superintendent Darrell Williams.
Cadets were involved in a standard training exercise that occurs as a part of their military training program here at West Point. One cadet is confirmed deceased as of 10:58 a.m. The other injured personnel received care at Keller Army Community Hospital and various other regional medical facilities. Their injuries are not life-threatening.
Overlooking the beach where thousands died in the invasion of Normandy, President Trump paid tribute to the courage of those service members.
75 years on, President Trump and French President Macron honoring the heroes of D-Day, sharing the stage with some of the last living survivors.
The men behind me will tell you that they are just the lucky ones. As one of them recently put it, all the heroes are buried here.
French President Macron switching from French to English.
On behalf of my nation, I just want to say thank you.
Partisan politics set aside on this day in this place. Today was a day for the veterans and the men who died here. Vicki Barker, CBS News at Omaha Beach in Normandy.
Reuters reports U.S. officials are considering delaying tariffs on Mexico as they continue talks on efforts to stop the flow of migrants to the U.S. White House spokeswoman Mercedes Schlapp.
Our goal is to see an outcome, which is that of the reduction of numbers of illegals crossing. We need more cooperation coming from Mexico. Clearly what we've seen is that Mexico has not done enough.
The tariffs take effect Monday. House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler is considering subpoenaing former Russia Special Counsel Robert Mueller, CBS's Allison Keyes.
Nadler says a subpoena could come if he cannot reach an agreement to secure the former special counsel's public testimony. The House Judiciary Committee is still negotiating with Mueller, but so far he's only willing to answer questions in private. Nadler has said, "We want Mueller to testify openly. I think the American people need that." Some Republicans have also urged Mueller to testify before Congress.
A Florida judge has reduced bail for Scott Peterson and the former sheriff's deputy facing criminal charges for failing to respond in the Parkland school shooting is expected to be released from jail later today. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is up 141 points, NASDAQ ahead 23. This is CBS News.
Would you risk your career or your life to go up against a big company if they were doing something wrong? Meet people who did. Whistleblower on CBS Friday.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, Babbel.com, or download the app to try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
It's the Battle of the Birds in Orlando.
They haven't been deadly like the ones in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, but they've been smelly, dirty.
They regurgitated everywhere. They pooped everywhere.
And East Orlando homeowner Leslie Wright says vultures have damaged cars, roofs, and ripped apart screened-in porches known here as Florida rooms.
You come out and you're making your first cup of coffee, and there's birds everywhere.
The vultures are federally protected, so they can't kill or capture them, and the Wrights Homeowners Association says it won't pay to have them scared off because it's the homeowner's responsibility. There's no guarantee the birds won't come back. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
It may not be long before you see Amazon drones up in the sky making deliveries. The online retailer says it plans to begin using self-piloted drones to deliver orders in the coming months. Regulatory hurdles delayed the service beyond the 5-year startup time estimated by CEO Jeff Bezos. Pam Coulter, CBS News.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Spring is prime home buying season, so if you're thinking about buying a home, right now is the time to lock a low rate, which can save you money every month on your new mortgage. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Jay, I need my money. You want to work here, get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. We're online, KWAMTheVoice.com. The live stream is on both YouTube and Facebook. So the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. The Facebook page, also Nation of Jake. And you can keep up with me on Twitter, at Nation of Jake. Got it on lockdown. Everywhere you go on the internet, you'll find me at Nation of Jake. The Universal Life Church just checked in on the Twitter. Talking yesterday about this new law goes into effect July 1st that online ordained ministers will not be allowed to do weddings, officiate wedding ceremonies in the state of Tennessee. I posted something about it, saying I guess we leave that to Kenneth Copeland, the guy with 3 jets, and the Universal Life Church. They liked the tweet. They're a total agreement with me on that, and I them. So hats off to you there. Appreciate the Twitter love. Universal Life Church seem like fine people over there. All right, today the story nationally, the coverage is going to be of Donald Trump there in Normandy, France, where 75 years ago, brave men of the Allied forces stormed the beach. Paratroopers went in a day early. And one of those guys, a 97-year-old paratrooper, he made another jump to commemorate the Normandy beach, D-Day. And it was unbelievable to watch this 97-year-old guy jump out of a plane like he did 75 years ago and then say, yep, that was fun. Let's do this again. Just to put it in perspective, you may think you're a badass in whatever you do, but you'll never be as badass as that guy. All right, 97 years old, jumping out of a plane, said, yeah, can I have another? Let's go. Let's do it. So it's been cool to see a lot of the ceremonies, especially that group that Collierville, this nonprofit in Collierville, Forever Young Senior Veterans, they took a group over to Normandy, and these guys are treated like rock stars. World War II veterans on the 75th anniversary of D-Day, walking around in France. People are flagging them down for autographs, and they should be treated like that every day, not just on 75th anniversary of D-Day. So that's going to be top of mind today. You're going to see Donald Trump's speech that he gave. Everybody's saying it struck the right tone. When he's abroad, he is representing all of us. And even the detractors, even the guys who really do not like Donald Trump, guys who have been outspoken against the president, Joe Scarborough from MSNBC, Jim Acosta from CNN, these guys are saying, listen, this was a great moment for President Trump, probably the best moment of his presidency. And so a lot of people who engage in the political back and forth, the arguing, they are putting that on hold for today while Donald Trump represents all of us over there in Normandy. So back home, something that's come up quite a few times on the program in the last few weeks, really since the month of May. People have been talking about Tom Lee Park, Memphis in May, the future of Memphis in May. It will not be in Tom Lee Park for the next 2 years. Should the Army Corps of Engineers sign off on this Tom Lee Park redesign, there's been a mediation, but that's been put on hold. So the future of Memphis in May on the river is up in the air. And so amid this dust-up between Memphis and May and the Memphis River Parks partnership, the question has been brought up on more than one occasion by more than one person. What about Mud Island? They put a new sign down at Mud Island. that reads Memphis. It's real neat. It's real big. It's colorful. They want the trendy millennials to go down and take an Instagram-worthy photo of it, and for those photos to be everywhere. You know, they did the whole Memphis in May, walking in Memphis video. It was aired during the NBA Finals. So everybody is bullish on Memphis. Well, when you go down and take your picture with that sign, you go down to Mud Island. And Mud Island is in disrepair. And now the Memphis River Parks Partnership, which tends to Mud Island, or should, they have now made a statement regarding Mud Island River Park. Here we go. Officials are deciding how to proceed with the ailing Mud Island River Park based on demonstrated public interests. Memphis River Parks Partnership officials said Wednesday the Gulf area there of the Mississippi River replica and the whole Gulf replica down there at Mud Island looked nearly abandoned as officials had drained all water from the play area after algae took over. Now, mind you, they were saying, oh, no, we clean this thing, once a month, maybe twice a month. But now they've got it all drained and they're scraping all the algae and all the scum out of it. Officials from the Memphis River Parks Partnership said the park had fallen into disrepair and would take $20 million to get it back in shape. And they don't know if it's worth it. All right, well, if it's not worth fixing, tear it down. Seriously, you can't just have it rotting there in the middle of downtown. Last year, when we had the monorail operable, not many people rode the monorail. If we keep putting money into something that people don't use, we want to make sure the money we're using gets the most impact. That is according to Jamal Bodie of the Memphis River Parks Partnership. All right, fine, listen. When the monorail works, you have to wonder where it's going to take you. You have to have a working monorail. They're like, well, nobody rides the monorail. It's because it's taking them to a dilapidated park, dude. There's got to be something to do. When you put that Memphis sign out there, you've attracted the people. The people come out there, they don't like what they see. So you got a broken down monorail. Well, nobody really rode the monorail. It's because it took them to a dump. Who would want to ride anything to a dump? Bodie says they're testing out new programs and transportation options. They opened the parking lot to increase accessibility and encourage people to bike or even rent kayaks from across the river to access the park. They're also installing a performance deck for a new summer concert series and reopened a restaurant at the park. All right, look, it's got to be cleaned up. It's got to be painted. Why is there a performance deck there? There's already a stage. There's already an amphitheater. If you build it, they will come, sure, but you have to have stuff going on. There's a billion things you could do with Mud Island. All right, concerts for one. Great concerts. I used to go to as many concerts as I could. I saw this one concert, Bush, Toadies, and Hum at Mud Island. It was awesome. With 5,000 seats or so. Not a bad seat in the house. It's fantastic when it's right. A beer festival. Before the craft beer boom, there was a beer festival. It was more like just a Miller Coors, big macro brewer beer festival at Mud Island. Because you exit, I guess, house right of the stage, you can access that field that's out there where the Memphis sign is, right? That's just a flat area. You could have a festival, a beer festival. You could have an American Ninja Warrior course set up there, farmer's market, flea market, set up a rock climbing wall. You could have a food truck festival out there. You could have an adult field day. You could have a zip line. You could build an aquarium. You could have mud wrestling on Mud Island. You can literally do anything you want there, but it has to be a place where you can have events that's not falling apart, where algae isn't everywhere, where people slip. They had some kind of like wine on the river event there. And the last radio station I worked for, they were like promoting a wine on the river. Well, you know what? The foundation's all jacked. People couldn't park over there. You couldn't ride the monorail over. You can do stuff there, but nobody wants to. They're saying $20 million. Well, we're not sure it's worth it. You're not sure it's worth $20 million? You're going to get $10 million from the county to fix a non-broken Tom Lee Park. And they're also talking about, what, $20 million Shelby County is going to pump into that homeless plaza that's going to go up? I don't know. Maybe put two together. Make Mud Island the homeless plaza if you want to. They already spent, whatever, wasted $43 million on the boat dock, the Beale Street Landing deal out there. And they'll claim all day long that, oh, Beale Street Landing brings in a lot of revenue for the city. I don't believe it. Also, I mean, how much money did the city of Memphis spend on the Raleigh Springs Mall? What's going on there? All right, they're still working on that deal, aren't they? So, look, I mean, it's just like $20 million. Sounds like a lot of money, and it is. But when it's either we spend $20 million to fix it up and actually make it usable, or we just let it sit there and rot. I mean, I don't think you can afford the latter. I mean, it's not going to be fun finding the $20 million. And there was all this talk. Frank Colvett Jr., the Memphis City Council, brought it up yesterday on the program. There was a developer who was willing to make some sort of adventure park out of the deal. And I think that would be a cool idea. Have a place where you can rent kayaks and you can enjoy the river. Rock climbing wall, that kind of stuff, rappelling, zip line. You ever been to Fremont Street in Vegas? They got a zip line that goes the entire length of the street. Something like that would be real cool. Zip line from Mud Island on down to the boat dock, down to Beale Street Landing. Make Beale Street Landing an actual landing where you land on the zip line. Actually make it worth a damn. So, yeah, I mean, I think that is the wrong answer. If that's going to be their official statement, it's going to cost $20 million because we let it rot. And we're just not even sure. I mean, even when the monorail worked, nobody went over to it. It's like, yeah, because they were monorailed right into garbage. I wouldn't get on a monorail to hell either. Ridiculous. All right, we've got Ron Hart, nationally syndicated columnist. He invests in properties. Maybe he'd want to start something up at Mud Island. I'm going to ask him about that. I'll also talk to him about the D-Day ceremonies, how Donald Trump is representing us abroad, specifically in Normandy today, and also we'll talk about his latest column, and we'll do it all next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.CryLike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.CryLike.com.
KWAM, The Voice, salutes our seniors all month long. Baby boomers are hitting retirement with vitality and vigor that's redefining how senior communities are designed and health care is administered. Estimates show that by 2050, there'll be 83.7 million people 65 and older. On average, seniors are the most affluent demographic in America, with seniors having 5 times the net worth of the average American. Today's seniors are redefining aging. They'll play games remotely with their grandkids or read the news on their iPads. In America, seniors use more internet than any other age group. KWAM salutes our seniors. Brought to you by
Momentum Community Care Services, 875 West Poplar Avenue, Suite 23 in Collierville. Appella, specialized foster care and in-home personal care. To learn more, visit appella.org. Brown Properties. They specialize in commercial and industrial real estate in all of North Mississippi.
He helped me locate a space and helped me get in so easily. The most professional, most accommodating person that I have ever worked with in my professional career.
I would absolutely recommend Jim Brown very highly. As a matter of fact, he'll be my real estate agent from now into the future for sure.
Hi, I'm Jim Brown with Brown Properties, commercial industrial real estate located in South Haven, Mississippi. Call me at 662-393-2255.
Appella is a nonprofit organization that is committed to the promotion of independence among their clients. Many seniors are not ready or do not need to move to an assisted living facility, but they need some help to continue living in their own homes. Appella's team of care specialists provide assistance with daily tasks that become difficult as our bodies age. Appella is locally operated and serves the North Mississippi area. Call them today at 662-429-3652 or visit appella.org.
Live your later years like you're on a fabulous vacation at the Robinwood Retirement Community Bartlett. If you are over 55, come and find out about an all-inclusive resort-style living. Month-to-month rent, meals, paid utilities, free cable, phone, and internet are included. Freedom dining, weekly housekeeping, and fitness center are just a few of the amenities offered. Elegant floor plans include full kitchens. Robinwood is the perfect choice for your luxury retirement living. Call 901-381-8949 to find the perfect place for you.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on Facebook. Just go find the Nation of Jake Facebook page. And also on YouTube, got the YouTube channel going. Just go find Nation of Jake on YouTube. I'm trying to get demonetized. Yeah, get that kind of attention. Right now, YouTube cracking down on the hate. Hey, Ron Hart's here. Hey, Ron, welcome in, dude. You're on YouTube right now.
Good. What
Yeah.
do you mean? Cracking down that? They consider you hate speech?
Yeah, here's the deal. I launched my YouTube channel on Monday, and then on Wednesday, they launched all these new regulations cracking down on hate speech. Is it a coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm scared of you.
They might be.
Disagree with. Yeah, anything to disagree with. There's an article today about Jay Leno and why NBC fired Jay Leno, the Tonight Show host, for years. The only guy kind of, half his jokes were Democrat, half were Republican. That's why everybody said 70% Democrat, 30% Republican against him. And basically they got rid of it because they just wouldn't toe the party line, which is under the right.
Really? I didn't know that. I just thought it was like time for him to roll. He left and then came back. But yeah, that's the thing about it. I go back and I watch Jay Leno's stuff. He's just a middle-of-the-road kind of guy. He's just very relatable. I mean, even though he's got a billion cars or whatever it was, he never, chose sides. And I think that is really why comedy kind of is terrible now, is because it's all propaganda.
Yeah, it's terrible comedy now. Nothing's funny anymore. The late night always say is, Trump's stupid, Trump's done, ha, ha, ha. There's
brave.
No humor. There's no wit. Yeah, it's so brave, yeah. So they're not good anymore. No one watches their monologue. They proselytize. They don't have real thoughtful jokes or creative jokes anymore. It's just one-sided. Sad. And also, comedy died during Obama because Obama took offense to things. In fact, this article said that the Obama administration did this, basically went to NBC and said, you got to get rid of him because he's done some jokes against Obama. Every president gets jokes done against him. That's the only way for people to fight back.
That's crazy.
Put a mirror to their face.
I had not seen that. I definitely want to read that today, so I'll put that on the list. So have you watched any of the coverage of Donald Trump at Normandy Beach today?
Yeah. I think he, people think Nazis are only right now in America. The most average person thinks Nazis are people just disagree with you on Facebook. But Nazis were a real threat to the world at the time. America was brave back then. The greatest generation defended against the tyranny of this socialist German republic, that was taking over the world at the time. And now we want to be socialist, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, it's really odd to think about kind of, where we are. Like if you want to talk about millennials or the Xers or whatever it was, and you think back to the greatest generation, you think about that day, June 6th, 1944, unfathomable. I mean, what were you thinking as a young guy on June 5th, 1944? I mean, just think about the intestinal fortitude that you had to have to even take that action, because there's a lot of people today who would never run out on that beach.
Yeah, not very big, today. There's a few brave people in the military today, but not like it was then. The kids today, they think they're brave if they take a picture of their avocado toast, post it online. That's how they're doing their world. I mean, we're in bad shape right now. I mean, people can't even pass the physicals to be in the military. I mean, we hopefully just only invade countries that don't have big hills in them.
You're right, just flat land. if it's flat enough
real easy.
or downhill.
A lot of drive-through food, for the kids. Yeah, it's kind of lazy. They game in the basement. I don't know. I'm disappointed in the generation, but every generation always kind of makes fun of the younger generation. Our parents told us they walked to school in the snow. We're not what they were.
Right.
That's great, but at least we're not this generation. Seems like I don't see anything that remarkable about this generation.
Well, and also, how warfare has changed. I mean, the World War II, storming the beach at Normandy, which was made famous by the movie Stand By Me when I was a little kid. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't really grasp the gravity of the invasion at Normandy Beach until I saw Saving Private Ryan. I mean, because I was in high school. And so I was like, wow, watching that opening scene really made me want to know more and say, holy Lord, what these guys went through was hell.
Yeah. I think war has changed, meaning, look at the Civil War. They lined each other up and mowed each other down, right? That was just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you think about that? From the, and there's, Nathan Bedford Forrest, I think they took down his statue. That the KKK thing did was completely not what it is today. He started like a social organization. They evolved into KKK. So he's been vilified, but he was a great soldier. He was one of the non-West Point Confederate soldiers in the leadership. He basically said, look, in the South, we know the land. Fewer people, they got better arms, they got better equipment. But we know the land. Let's hit and run, like the Vietnamese did us in Vietnam. He said, we will win a war. Us lining up in rows and mowing each other down the way they did in war is lunacy. And all the Confederate generals that were in charge were all West Point guys. And they said, this is the way war is done. We line up, we murder each other, mow each other down.
Yeah, like the old during the Revolutionary War, the redcoats wearing bright red coats, all lining up.
Brilliant.
Right. So, and you know what? Just looking at how warfare has changed from, say, Napoleon's time, then 100 years later, World War I, to World War II, to the early 90s when I was in 7th grade. I went home and watched the war on CNN during the Persian Gulf War. And so it's going to evolve even more as time goes on, as technology gets better and better.
Technology, drones are good. That'll save human lives. I guess that's good if we're going to do
right.
wars. I have to say about Trump, with all his bravado, he's really de-escalated all the wars we're in. And Obama, just the opposite. I almost voted for Obama thinking he would get us out of the war. Yeah, like he was a pacifist and realized we didn't need to be these countries with these wars of choices. But, the truth is he didn't. He basically escalated the wars, had a hit list of drones, American citizens on the hit list. I mean, he was really a warring president. If you think about Obama, to the contrary, Trump really has not been at all. Trump has really de-escalated in Syria, other places. He wonders what he asked the military commander, why are we there? If they can't give him a good answer. He pulls people out. I like that.
Yeah, one thing about during the Obama administration were these kinetic actions that under Bush, they're like, oh, that's war. That's an illegal war. But then, President Obama and Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State at the time, says, hey, we're going to go into Libya and we're going to mount kinetic action in Libya. Nobody wanted to call that war, but it was. I mean, because guys like us, listen, I'm a non-aggression guy. Unless our liberty or our safety, security is being infringed upon, then there's no reason to send our guys over. We got these great oceans on both sides of us. This notion of an invading army from the Muslim. They don't have cable TV. They don't have processed cheese. Look at these villages they live in. These guys aren't coming across the sea to get us. Are we crazy? No. Just lock up the borders. Be careful about who you let in here. And you get these oceans that protect you. Don't go to some country and do some war of choice. When you blow this country up, all you're going to do is rule the rubble, right? I mean, right. It's like, it's like you send $1 million cruise missile to blow up a $10 tent, and we shouldn't be doing that. It's stupid. We come back with guys with their legs cut off. Speaking of guerrilla warfare, they know how to do guerrilla warfare in these villages. Our guys walk with IADs. They blow their legs up. They come back to America. It's just we don't, for what? To what end? What have we accomplished? Nothing. Well, what do you think of guys like Jim Acosta today and Joe Scarborough, guys who have been outspoken critics of Donald Trump? They had nothing but praise for what Donald Trump said today at Normandy. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're on occasion. There's been a big crackdown right now, I think, with the media. The media realized with the Mueller investigation and all the Russian hoax, they've gone too far. What I can tell, they've been, I just New York last week, some shows up there. I think there's a tone in New York
Yeah, they really they're losing audience. A, because they bet everything on the Mueller investigation and they got egg on their face, right? A, B, the New York Times is no longer allowing their reporters to go on MSNBC, PMSNBC as Rush calls it, because they're too one sided. They say we're the New York Times. We really need to be at least viewed as more moderate and down the middle. And they stop letting the reporters go on MSNBC. So I think there's a reevaluation being done by the media. Like, hey, maybe we went too far here. We need to be a little more fair.
Yeah, a media correction, so to speak. All right, Ron, your latest column kind of brings up something that has faded from the headlines. But here's the problem with headlines. We just remember those. We remember headlines like Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots. He was caught up in that sex trafficking sting down at that Florida massage parlor. That's what we remember. But now there's a lot of development in this story to where it's not really what we thought.
Yeah, they predicated this sting on sexual trafficking and minors being in this Jack Shack down this Asian massage parlor. And the truth is, there wasn't any. There's never any evidence of it. There was never any minors in there. There's just women, who consciously wanted to make some money doing that. And he had willing buyers, the men who came in there, and they set up cameras under the Patriot Act, Bush's Patriot Act, supposedly for terrorists. And I researched it, and there's 11,000 warrants for surveillance under the Patriot Act. Only 50 for terrorism. 50. So it's expanded into crazy areas, like everything the government does. And they're down there taking camera pictures of women and daughters getting legitimate massages, and all these people, and a lot of people get legitimate massages. They look at them. If they thought someone was in there being trafficked, they look at these videos for 4 months. Why don't you go in there and save them? You're sitting there watching videos, you creeper. I mean, go in there and save these people, right? So it's just a government overreach. I think Kraft, these guys are victims, and they kind of messed up getting Kraft. It's almost like he and his buddy Trump. You get them, they'll fight back. Most people just kind of fold their tent and go quietly into the night.
Yeah, and the other thing is, though, that everybody is going to just look at this guy and go, oh, yeah, he was involved in this. And they use those words like sexual slavery and trafficking. I mean, that is a far cry from a guy going in and getting a happy ending at a massage parlor. I mean, that's...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's hard to do it to yourself with all those Super Bowl rings on your head.
Gross. But no, they were talking about releasing video of this going on, and if this is something that's between consenting adults, you can argue that that the laws need to change down there in Florida. But when you got something like sex trafficking attached to your name in the court of public opinion, you're done.
And minors too. There were no minors there. So yeah, these people are willingly in there. And look, if you had better borders, you wouldn't have the situation if they're illegals, right? So, look, it's a free market system. I'm a libertarian too. If you have consenting people willingly doing that business, and it's good. I mean, basically, why not? Why not let them do it? What are you to say they can't do that? I mean, don't lie and tell me minors are doing it. Don't lie and say sexual trafficking to set cameras up and violate people's Fourth Amendment rights. Instead of camera where people are undressing, innocent people are undressing. I hope they're supposed to be suing them for a lot of money.
Oh yeah, and it's all there in a file somewhere. The FBI, they've got all this stuff in a file with their Bigfoot files and whatever other files they've got. I was thinking about that earlier, Ron. How many boxes, servers? Think about all the files. Just in these 11,000 warrants that you're talking about that were issued under the Patriot Act. 50 of which were only terrorists, only 50 of which were for terrorism. So imagine how much information they have stored away, just they're not even using for anything.
Right. Well, it's like we saw in the Mueller investigation, or that fake FISA warrant. They get the fake FISA warrant, very similar to the massage parlor thing, based off false pretenses that Carter Page was a spy, he was not. And they surveilled the whole Trump campaign for the entirety of the campaign, for a couple of people in jail for process crimes. I mean, it's ridiculous. And they've gone too far. They're using it against our political enemies. And I try to sum up in that article, I'm from Columbia, Tennessee, Mule capital of the world. And I try to sum up what happened to Mueller and the Russian hoax in this way. You're in a mule town, and the sheriff accuses you of stealing a mule. And for 2 years, he does a $30 million investigation trying to prove that you stole a mule. Turns out you didn't steal a mule. But during those 2 years, you told people around town, hey, I didn't steal that mule. And then they come back at you and say, okay, we got you for obstruction of justice.
Right.
That's kind of what the Russian hoax was about. Then they had this lie against Trump for 2 years. He made a couple of comments they didn't do it or try to mount a defense during that period of time. And when they flail out completely, government flails out completely on the Russian hoax investigation, they go, okay, because you said you didn't do it, you obstructed justice. Are you kidding me? Is that the world we live in?
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely the word that you sum it all up is definitely overreach. So Ron Hart, your latest column, massage parlor arrests a blatant violation of citizens' privacy. You can read Ron Hart online pretty much everywhere. It's kind of like Nation of Jake. You Google Ron Hart and the content will pop up on one of those many, many papers for which you write and your opinion appears. Ron, I appreciate you being in the Nation of Jake, my man.
Hey, buddy.
All right, there you go. There's Ron Hart, Orange County Register, Chattanooga Times Free Press are both great places to read Ron Hart's weekly column. So go and check that out. Coming up next, we've got the News Cruise, a leisurely look at the headlines, and we'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News Update. A West Point cadet was killed and 22 cadets and soldiers received non-life-threatening injuries when their tactical vehicle overturned during a training exercise early today. West Point Superintendent Darrell Williams.
We are working actively to notify next of kin and will provide more information when the notification is complete.
Accidents with this kind of vehicle are rare, and Williams says an investigation is underway.
We'll know more about that when we investigate this. We're investigating it now. The investigation will continue. We don't know the details of how the accident actually happened.
CBS News military consultant Mike Lyons is a West Point graduate.
The cadets do realistic training during the summertime to simulate what they would do inside their jobs in the military, and it's rare to have cadets die. However, there have been accidents in the past.
CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
Live your later years like you're on a fabulous vacation at the Robinwood Retirement Community Bartlett. If you are over 55, come and find out about an all-inclusive resort-style living. Month-to-month rent, meals, paid utilities, free cable, phone, and internet are included. Freedom dining, weekly housekeeping, and fitness center are just a few of the amenities offered. Elegant floor plans include full kitchens. Robinwood is the perfect choice for your luxury retirement living. Call 901-381-8949 to find the perfect place for you. Renew, refresh, and rejuvenate in Ave Maria's rehab greenhouses. After surgery or a hospital stay, you want to get back to your normal lifestyle. If you can't recover at home, Ave Maria's rehab greenhouses provide the transitional care you need to heal mind, body, and spirit. Experienced staff offer physical therapy, speech, and occupational therapy. Enjoy private suites, chef-prepared meals, therapy garden, and more. Ave Maria's rehab greenhouses, personalized care in a home environment. For more information, call 901-386-3211.
Meritzen provides services for seniors focused on making them feel independent and improving their quality of life, whether that's through work opportunities or being able to age in their own home. Meritzen offers programs such as in-home care, including meal prep, household chores, home health with skilled nursing and therapy services, and employment for low-income seniors through job training and a paid part-time placement program. Call them today at 901-766-0600. Meritzen, well-being, independence, quality, and compassion.
This is Clark Howard. If you use the Amazon Echo speaker system in your home, you need to know there are multiple reports that Amazon is spying on your private conversations in your home. If you get the Amazon Kids device, the Echo Dot Kids, Amazon is spying and building a dossier essentially on your kids, their likes, what they watch, and all the rest. Amazon has been silent about this so far, but I want you to know that one particular place you should never have an Amazon speaker in your home is in your bedroom. For obvious reasons, there's a lot of privacy that you want in your bedroom, and Amazon, at least to this point, is not respecting your privacy. I've even got a way at Clark.com that you can go to Amazon and see what private conversations they've actually recorded.
Chuck Woolery here for Blue Emu. How many pain relief ads do you hear daily? 5, 10, 15? And of course, all of them claim their new ingredient or their new formula will help. Blue Emu has maintained the same quality year after year and continues to be the #1 branded emu oil product. So don't trust hype. Trust Blue Emu to support healthy muscles and joints. Choose Blue Emu pain relief products. They work fast and you won't stink.
Available at retailers nationwide.
Guess what? Right now is the perfect time to tackle those home projects you've been putting off. So come summertime, you can just sit back and relax. Home Advisor can help get you started. Home Advisor matches you to the right pro for the job in seconds. You can read reviews and even book appointments online. Home Advisor can help with any home project, big or small, painting, plumbing, even remodeling. Find a great pro now before the busy season hits. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on the Voice, FM 107.9 AM 990. Online, KWAMTheVoice.com. We're streaming live pretty much everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, you name it. I'm not doing the Twitter thing yet. I just don't have an extra phone, an extra device. And so I need one device that streams everywhere. I want to do one of those things where you're watching TV at home and the Nation of Jake takes over your TV. Like, this is a special message. This is an alien transmission. That kind of deal. Just, I guess you have to work your way up to that. For now, we're on Facebook and YouTube, streaming live as well as right here on the radio. And then the podcast will be up and ready for streamer download shortly after the program concludes give me till about 4:30 today, and I'll get the podcast up and ready for you. So if there's anything you missed, or if you just prefer to listen later, you can do that. Welcome to it, the Nation of Jake. Let's get on the news cruise. This is a rundown of just all the headlines that I've pulled from my research.
News. Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. The news cruise. Full of exciting news. The news cruise. So relax and kick off your shoes.
All right, welcome aboard the news cruise. It is brought to you by our friends at Just Windows Home Services. 751-3934. That's 751-3934. Not only can they clean your windows, they can also clean blinds, ceiling fans, chandeliers, and on the outside of your house, you got a patio, walkway, pool deck, needs pressure washing. Well, they can do that, especially this time of year. Do a lot of pressure washing and also get those gutters cleaned out. Because when it gets wet, kind of like it is today, and all the debris in your gutter, that combination, that's when mosquitoes and ants and other bugs, they start hanging out. And then you got all kinds of problems on both the inside and outside of your home. So Just Windows Home Services, they can take care of a lot of it for you. Just give them a call, 751-3934. Tell them Nation of Jake sent you and get 20% off from Just Windows Home Services. All right, up first in the news cruise, looks like for the 8th year in a row, the number of people leaving Shelby County is greater than those moving in. Population loss has long been a problem for the Memphis metro area. Researchers at UT found that between July 1st, 2017 and July 1st, 2018, the net migration for Shelby County was 38,355. Also, for the 6th straight year, Memphis's population shrunk. Memphis lost 944 residents in 2018, dropping one spot to number 26 in the ranking of the largest cities in the United States. Other parts of Tennessee are experiencing growth. For example, unincorporated Knox County added 3,500 new residents. Murfreesboro added 5,200, making it the fastest growing city in the state. You see, you thought it was Nashville, didn't you? But see, there are people who are trying to get out of Nashville now that are saying it's getting too crowded. We're going over to Murfreesboro. It's not too far Overall, 37,417 new residents were added to Tennessee cities in 2018 and 27,745 in unincorporated areas. So Memphis still battling the population loss and will continue to do so as long as Mud Island looks like it does. It's a dump. Governor Lee has appointed members to a task force dedicated to addressing and improving Tennessee's criminal justice system. Governor Lee announced that Brandon Gibson will chair the committee. Gibson is one of Lee's senior advisors after previously working as Tennessee's only female Court of Appeals judge. Lee had previously created the task force in an executive order in March. Bill Gibbons, former Department of Safety and Homeland Security Commissioner, Nashville Electric Service President and CEO DeCosta Jenkins, and former Nashville DA Tory Johnson will help lead the task force. They will spend a couple of legislative sessions developing policy and budget recommendations on preventing crime, reducing recidivism, supporting crime victims, and addressing other top criminal justice issues. I wonder if a man Josh Spickler from Just City is going to get involved. That guy loves criminal justice reform. I talked to him yesterday about some cookware. That said, Spickler of West Tennessee needs to get involved there. I will sign off on him as a member of the task force. Maybe he can head up a joint task force for West Tennessee in the criminal justice system. But then we have to get somebody else to kind of counter him, somebody make sure it's all, both sides to every coin. Okay. When you go to sell things on Facebook, be careful. Or more specifically, when you go to buy things on Facebook, I never really considered Facebook a place to buy stuff, but they've got the Facebook Marketplace, and I'm always hesitant to go buy things from a Facebook seller. In the same way that I'm not so sure about Craigslist. All right, there's no real accountability with regards to buying and selling on Facebook or Craigslist. It's not like eBay, where there's some protections for buyers. All right, when you go buy something on Craigslist or Facebook, just have them meet you at the police station. Just do it there, and if they refuse to meet you at the police station, then that's not somebody you want to deal with. You don't want to buy from them if they won't meet you at the police station. All right, I bought some karate gear from a guy on Facebook, but only because it turned out that it was a guy that my kids did karate with his kid, and she was quitting. I'm like, oh, I know that guy. I know Mario. I'll meet him at the playground after school. It's fine. I see him every day anyway. I knew him. But if you're going to go buy something from a stranger, don't do it unless they will meet you at the police department. Have I made that clear? Check this out. Hernando Police is looking for a man accused of shooting another man while pretending to buy a car he found on Facebook. That's right. Whether you're buying or selling, be safe. Police said the shooting happened during a test drive on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. The victim got out of the passenger seat, went to the driver's side, and was shot multiple times. The suspect then took off in the stolen car, a red Infiniti G35 with a Mississippi license plate DAE 7512. So, these things can end badly. So just don't go and... I guess it used to be, the classified ads. You used to do that, but it's made it so instant now. You post something on Facebook, people are looking online for stuff. With a classified ad, you had to pay for it. That's the difference. There's a barrier to entry. If you were going to go shake somebody down for a car, you weren't going to wait a week, pay for an ad, and lure them to your place. But now you can do that. Craigslist, Facebook, just be careful. Oh, check it out. Fino's opened up a day early. It was supposed to open up today. Chef Kelly English surprised fans of Fino's by reopening the much-loved Midtown Eatery one day early. Kelly English bought the restaurant after the previous owner went out of business last year, which always kind of confused me. No disrespect to Kelly English. He's successful, does a good job. I've had dinner at Restaurant Iris once or twice. Second line, nice place. And this has nothing to do with him, but if Fino's was much loved in such a popular place, Why did it go out of business? What happened to Fino's? Earl, who was a former restaurateur, what happened with Fino's?
It's what happens to every restaurant. They rock along and everything's working good, but it was a mom and pop operation.
Sure.
And all it takes is maybe they had health problems, maybe they got behind on their taxes.
So you're just offering up what could have happened.
What could have happened, because
All right.
just because they've been in business for 30 years, all of a sudden something changes, and when they were making it just fine before, all of a sudden they're not. But their food was good, the location was good, and Kelly English is not only a good chef, he's a good operator.
He knows how to run the
Systems.
place.
It's about
Okay,
systems.
good. Well, he saw value in the brand, and so he decided to bring it on back. He's not going to change up the menu too much. All the favorite deli items still available, but he is going to add breakfast. All right,
Which
so
I
that's
think
going to be
is because you're maximizing the cash flow of your business. The fact that it didn't open they were missing all, and they didn't stay open past 6 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah, so maybe it's just some operational changes will take care of it. Because I know I ate at Fino's back when I was in college. It was, it was right by Rhodes. So we'd hop over there, get a sandwich. I always thought it was good, but you have to wonder, though. Usually places go out of business for a reason. Kelly English, smart guy, probably went in there and said, hey, this is not a problem with the brand. It's not that people don't like it. It's just some operational stuff, and we can take care of that.
And it's already equipped for a restaurant, so they didn't have to turn a building into a restaurant. He turned a restaurant back into a restaurant.
Good luck to him.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
now we've got, coming up, we're going to wrap things up, but we've got another raccoon story. I've had my own raccoon stories, and there have been a lot of raccoon stories. There have been stories about raccoons, raccoon dogs. There have been people who have had problems with raccoons, people who have pet raccoons. Well, the latest, a mayor in Alabama is caught up in a raccoon controversy.
Oh.
So we're going to wrap it up with that, and we'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
KWAM is saluting our seniors all month long. Here's Jimmy Grubbs, publisher of The Best Times, on today's seniors.
Seniors today are not just sitting home and watching television. They're either staying active in business or with family or volunteering. Yet in the past, we thought seniors gave up and went home, but they're out there today. They're by far the most affluent demographics of all. Individuals and firms that do not recognize that are missing a great opportunity. They have the buying power and the time to devote to financial things that are important to them.
KWAM salutes our seniors. Brought to you by Robinwood Retirement Resort, an all-inclusive senior living community that is the perfect choice for your luxury retirement living. For more information, call 901-381-8949. Ave Maria's Rehab Greenhouses, personalized care in a home environment. For more information, call 901-386-3211.
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildup, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs. There's little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
The special event florist for the Mid-South is Lynn Doyle Flowers. They are famous for creating incredible floral arrangements and are available to fill even your last-minute needs. From the simple to the magnificent, their staff can create unique arrangements for your special occasion. Flowers always bring a smile, make someone's day, and for fast, convenient delivery, call Lynn Doyle Flowers today at 901-323-4521 or visit their beautiful new location at 6225 Old Poplar Pike.
Live your later years like you're on a fabulous vacation at the Robinwood Retirement Community Bartlett. If you are over 55, come and find out about an all-inclusive resort-style living. Month-to-month rent, meals, paid utilities, free cable, phone, and internet are included. Freedom dining, weekly housekeeping, and fitness center are just a few of the amenities offered. Elegant floor plans include full kitchens. Robinwood is the perfect choice for your luxury retirement living. Call 901-381-8949 to find the perfect place for you.
ATC Fitness would like to announce their new partnership with Silver Sneakers. That's right, ATC Fitness now accepts Silver Sneakers members. ATC Fitness is your local, family-owned 24-hour gym. Get started on the right track with their easy-to-follow instructions and demonstrations. Remember, if you are a Silver Sneakers member, come to any ATC Fitness throughout the Mid-South. Check them out online at atcfitness.com to find the nearest location to you.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM at 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Find Nation of Jake on both platforms. Also on Twitter at Nation of Jake. Podcast coming up shortly. Subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe everywhere to the Nation of Jake. Just get more Nation of Jake in your life. It's that simple. Now look, when I've got problems with raccoons, I call Wildlife Solvers. 901-485-5564. That's 485-5564. That's if I've got a problem with a raccoon. Well, the mayor of Atmore, Alabama, he had a problem with a raccoon, but he didn't call Wildlife Solvers. He took matters into his own hands. He was caught on video beating a raccoon to death with a shovel and then using the shovel to push its body away from the road. He was on vacation in Gulf Shores at the time, and the woman who recorded the incident posted it on Facebook. Locals there in Gulf Shores were outraged at Atmore, Alabama Mayor Jim Staff. They said the raccoon is friendly and was on the side of the road because residents often feed it. Staff, the mayor, he insists that's not the case. He said in a statement that the raccoon rushed at his wife and that the video doesn't include the animal's bizarre behavior. He said first he tried to throw a stick at it, but then it only retreated to a garbage can and kept staring at him. He says, I took a shovel because I didn't know what the raccoon was going to do. At that point, he ran at me, and that's when I hit the raccoon in the face with the shovel. He adds that he believed the raccoon wouldn't recover, so then it was a mercy killing. He finished the job, hitting it multiple times with the shovel until it was dead. He says, I'm an animal lover, and I would never intentionally injure an animal unless I got a shovel and I hit it in the face. He didn't say that part. I added that for emphasis. He said, however, when a wild raccoon, which is normally a nocturnal animal, exhibits this unnatural behavior and runs at my wife and me, I've got every right to be fearful of what may happen. It's a stand your ground thing, man. Well, look,
carriers of rabies.
They are. And here's the deal. All these locals who say, oh, we love that raccoon. We love that raccoon. We called him Sam. We feed him. It's like, well, that's the problem. You're feeding this raccoon food. So when this guy, Jim Staff, the governor of Atmore, Alabama, comes by to visit, this raccoon thinks he's going to give him food and expects it. And it's like, hey, you, give me food. All these other idiots around here give me food. And so he starts coming at him. Hey, where's the food, old man? Where's the food, old man? And then, listen, you're right, Earl. They got rabies, and you don't kick a raccoon. You never kick a raccoon. You know what'll happen?
They'll come after you.
No, grab onto your leg, and he'll just start, biting it and scratching it and having his way with your leg. You don't want that because you don't want rabies.
Hey, listen, down at the ranch, they sent me up in the tree to make them jump out when we would go hunting them. And I've said, are you sure he's not going to jump on me? I said, no, he bail.
Might.
He'll bail. And he did. But
they're nasty little dudes.
Woo! They say if you don't have at least 6 dogs, the raccoon will win.
Oh, yeah, raccoons are fierce, especially when provoked or when they're used to being fed by these yokel locals.
Don't feed the raccoons.
Don't feed the raccoons. You crazy? Anyway, what he should have done was called Chuck at Wildlife Solvers, and Chuck might have said something like, yeah, man, you got a shovel, you got to do what you got to do. I don't know. You call Chuck yourself. find out what to do. 485-5564. All right, Earl's up next. I'll be back tomorrow at 1. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
CBS News at the top of every hour and the most local talk in the Mid-South. This is KWAM Memphis.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
I'm Pam